Reddit, the front page of the internet, brings together millions of people every day and is one of the most diverse platforms on the internet. And as a movie lover myself, I thought, what better way to find out what the internet's favorite movies of 2019 were than to ask Reddit? So I went on subreddits like AskReddit and SampleSize to find out what the people thought. And these were the results I got.
Let Neptune strike ye dead, Winslow! Hark!
Coming in at number 10 with an average rating from Reddit of exactly 7 out of 10 is The Lighthouse, a black and white horror film directed by Robert Eggers starring Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. This is the second feature film he has directed after the critically acclaimed The Witch that premiered in 2015. The film centers around two lighthouse keepers in the 1890s played by Dafoe and Pattinson who try to keep their sanity on a remote lonely island somewhere in New England.
What? That's what I mean!
Though not as big of a box office success as other movies on this list, critics have hailed The Lighthouse as one of the best movies of the year. On the other hand, audiences were not as enthusiastic in their praise. However, the overall reviews were solid. The Lighthouse represents, along with other movies on this list, a member of the horror renaissance of sorts we have been having in the last few years. Number 9 is Spider-Man Far From Home, the second Spidey movie starring Tom Holland as the beloved web-slinger. Director John Watts and much of the original cast return alongside new member Jake Gyllenhaal, who plays Mysterio, a remnant of Tony Stark's past. This installment builds on Homecoming and on the overall MCU to deliver another awkward yet fun-filled blockbuster.
You look really pretty.
Therefore, I have value?
No, that's not what I meant at all. I was just...
I'm messing with you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Coming off the insane run that was Avengers Endgame, Far From Home was able to haul in more than $1.1 billion, while also garnering solid critical and audience reviews, with an average rating from Reddit of 7.04. And with Spider-Man confirmed for at least one more solo outing in the MCU, the seeds planted story-wise in this installment sets up the possibility for the next movie to be the biggest yet.
I knew it.
Number 8 is the undisputed, undefeated, highest-grossing movie of all time, Avengers Endgame, with a total box office of nearly $2.8 billion. The combination of 10 years and 21 previous movies brought together all of the original 6 Avengers, as well as many other beloved characters, for one final battle with the all-powerful Mad Titan himself, Thanos.
Avengers! Assemble.
The Russo brothers had a tough task in creating a movie that was both technically sound and satisfied the expectations of fans. And though not perfectly executed, they did a solid job balancing between these two aspects. These efforts were rewarded with stellar reviews all around, with Reddit giving the film a rating of 7.06. With the success of this movie, along with Spider-Man Far From Home, the MCU and Disney are poised to continue to dominate the box office and deliver well-received movies for fans and critics. At number 7 is indie comedy Booksmart. One of the most critically acclaimed movies of the year, unfortunately, did not have too much success at the box office, only bringing in about $25 million total. Though audiences were not as ecstatic about the film as critics were, a majority of theatergoers seemed to leave theaters satisfied. The film, which was directed by Olivia Wilde, follows two high school best friends played by Caitlin Dever and Beanie Feldstein, who are on a mission to in one night make up for all of the fun they missed out on during high school. This mission takes them on a wild ride that leads them to the biggest pre-graduation party in town.
Oh, if you guys want to listen to your music, I can just plug it in up here.
No! No! Oh, that's fucking hot.
Unfortunately, this is the second low-budget movie on this list that, though critically acclaimed, was not seen by many. These represent the kind of movies that we as an audience should try to take a chance on in order to convince studios to greenlight original, unique movies. The second horror movie on this list is Us, coming in at number 6. Just like Eggers, this was the second feature film from writer-director Jordan Peele, after the massive success that was Get Out. The film takes place in a world where evil doppelgangers exist beneath our feet, and when a family is attacked by their doubles, the parents played by Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke are forced to protect their family from themselves. Though not on the same level of quality as Get Out, Us was still well received by critics and raked in $255 million worldwide. General audiences were much split on the quality of the film, however Reddit had a more positive view, giving it a rating of 7.12. Though Us was a slight step back, there's still a great chance Peele will become one of the best horror filmmakers of our generation. One of the biggest surprises of the year and number 5 on this list is Joker. Garnering over $1 billion and becoming one of the most talked about movies in pop culture, Joker exceeded the expectations of many. Despite slightly mixed reviews from critics, the movie has been cleaning up at awards season, and Reddit gave it its own stamp of approval with a rating of 7.29. Directed by Todd Phillips, the film tells the story of Arthur Fleck, played by Joaquin Phoenix, a clown for hire who lives with his mother and has big aspirations of becoming a world-renowned comedian. However, as society around him crumbles, Arthur himself begins to spiral into darkness as he slowly morphs into the Joker we know today. As the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time, and the first R-rated movie to make $1 billion, Joker, along with the Deadpool movies, serves as a prime example for studios that films marketed towards adult audiences can still be highly profitable.
Poor Jojo. What's wrong, little man?
Hi, Adolf.
Want to tell me about that rabbit incident? What was all that about?
The fourth entry is Jojo Rabbit, a comedy drama from the mind of Taika Waititi about a fervently loyal Nazi boy named Jojo, who discovers a Jewish girl who is being sheltered in his home by his mother, played by Scarlett Johansson. An internal conflict ensues as he's pulled between this mystery girl and his imaginary friend, Adolf Hitler.
God damn it! Why does that make you happy? You hate your country that much?
I love my country. It's a war I hate. It's pointless and stupid, and the sooner we have peace, the better.
Oh, the war will end. We will crush our enemies into dust.
Unsurprisingly, this movie was met with some criticism due to the comedic tone juxtaposed with the serious subject matter. However, it seems that those that did see it thoroughly enjoyed it, including the Redditors who gave the film a score of 7.33. The second horror film on this list from Studio A24 is Midsommar, which is becoming somewhat of a cult classic movie this year. It stars Florence Pugh and Jack Reynor in their breakthrough roles as a couple in a struggling relationship who travel with their friends to rural Sweden to experience a mysterious midsummer festival which quickly devolves into violence and chaos. Midsommar's success was certainly helped by the fact that it was the sophomore feature film from writer-director Ari Aster, coming off the surprise success that was Hereditary. Unfortunately, Midsommar did not reach the same heights as Hereditary, but it still managed to make $42 million while garnering solid critical reviews. Audiences were not as impressed, as many left the film feeling more confused than anything. However, Reddit still gave the film a rating of 7.36, going against the more critical views of the general audience.
Oh, let me guess.
Hey, stop.
Hugh Drysdale? Call me Ransom, it's my middle name. Only the help calls me Hugh.
The penultimate movie on this list is Knives Out, a murder mystery that stays fully loyal to the genre. Written and directed by Rian Johnson, the film focuses on solving the suspected murder of family patriarch Harlan Darby, led by renowned detective Benoit Blanc. And as the mystery unravels, the secrets of the Darby family are revealed one by one.
Up your ass.
Oh, very nice.
Matter of fact, eat shit. How's that? Eat shit, eat shit, eat shit.
Smug smile.
Definitely eat shit.
The family and supporting characters consist of a multitude of incredibly talented actors, with Jamie Lee Curtis, Daniel Craig, and Chris Evans being just a few examples of the big names headlining the film. And utilizing this stellar cast, Johnson was able to create a film that was both loved by critics and audiences, including Reddit, who gave it a rating of 7.62. The murder mystery genre is quite limited, but with the high ratings and with the box office pull of $283 million and still going, Knives Out will go down as the most successful murder mystery of all time. Before we get to number 1, here are some honorable mentions. And here we are. The last entry on this list, but certainly not the least, is the film Parasite. Written and directed by South Korean filmmaker Bong Joon-ho. Parasite on the surface is the story of a family of 4 who slowly infiltrate a wealthy family as they each find a way to be employed within their home. However, as they begin to get comfortable in their new life, they discover a horrifying secret living under their employer's house. But as you look deeper, you begin to see how Bong explores complex themes such as family, class disparity, and greed in a brilliantly formatted dark comedy thriller. Critics and audiences strongly agree that Parasite is about as close as you can get to a perfect film, with Redditors also giving the film a rating of 7.9 to put it comfortably in first place. Hollywood has long dominated the international box office, so Parasite represents a breath of fresh air as an international film that is not only excellent, but also seen by many around the world. We can only hope that this can spark interest in movie lovers everywhere to give more filmmakers outside of Hollywood a chance.